So part 3 on the alien nation and the new Israel, that new spiritual nation. Okay, so this is where we can see the United States of America. All right, they are doing. They have this dude here, such as the Hitler figure, and he's there to bring in the Israel nation. So that's where you have crypto, the illegal aliens, the aliens, all these things being given. And you have this man here, and he's there to bring in a new spiritual nation, a new Israel, a new America, a new land of the free, and all those types of things, okay? So as he does that, you have the American Nazism, you see through the denominations, the demon nations, and you see through the left and right and such, and the independent or the liberal or the gray area, the warm, those types of things would be where you'd want to be, okay? So they're about to take the red and cold or whatever and dump you all together, and that's where you get the floods and the swishing and whatever. And if you're part of those border areas where the cold and hot meet and such kind of thing, that's where you're going to see the clash of the hot and cold and whatever as it all gets mixed together to make the warm and gray. And then once you get the warm and gray, or the middle area, the liberal area, and brought together, once you have the divide, you bring everybody together, and then you can create a new right and wrong and such, and bring us forward into the new time frame, okay? So that's where we're at now, and as we go through these crossroads and sands of times, go in and out, that's where you'd have the 20s and 30s and 40s, where you see instead of going and making cars run on gas, we're going to make flying cars or whatever. We'll make electric cars and planes run on, or the flying cars run on gas and electric cars, or however, right? And also, when you bring everything together, right? Shut everything down, bring everything AI driven and AI connected and whatever, right? That's where we can see the cars can travel on the highway at 300 or 400 miles an hour at that point, because they're all connected together. And if they're all connected together, you do kind of thing, okay? Like we see in some of the vision given to us, the television, all right? And then also with magnetics or whatever, you could, with magnetism, you can create free energy very easy and push and pull in a matter of seconds, okay? The technology you ride on the roller coasters can be brought to your cars very easily, and you don't even need the rail you don't even need the rail. You only need the rail on the roller coaster because you're going in loop-de-loop upside down and whatever, right? So otherwise you could put that track and the car, the magnets, all together inside the car. But you just got to bring them together and separate it. All right, you got free energy right there, free cars for everybody. But this is where they'll just go and transfer making money. You're always going to pay for something. You're always going to have some type of work or whatever, but this is where your work's gonna become different. You pay for different shit or whatever, right? So everybody be eating, everybody have a house or whatever, but you'll pay for your entertainment or whatever kind of thing. But you gotta keep either way. You've seen the difference in well, you really don't see a difference there. I was gonna say the zoo with the monkeys, but I mean, you see a little difference as far as playing and whatever, like their cages. Some just live in a little whatever, and then some having a nice little full spread African mirror safari or whatever, but that's where the zoos are kind of changing too. Where like in the old day, they did used to be kept like in a sad condition per se, as far as an animal speaking, that needs that freedom, that should never be caged up. And then you start bringing them into the more of an open area or whatever. So the alien nation, the new Israel, the spiritual nation, these types of things would have to be opened up, and that's where we could also see a replay in America and Israel now, to where you have that alien nation set up and come between now and the end of Pluto in 2045, and then between now and then, instead you get the world wars, right? The as far as the world's war, so the aliens and the Space Force and all that shit coming into play. All right, so you'd have all that coming in, and a lot of this stuff can be done through the projection, as far as the television, like the hardcore alien wars and shit like that or whatever, can actually be just, it's just going to, that's just there for the signs of the times or whatever, and it's all to bring you into one focal point. So it's multiple layered. But in order to hard set everybody, you kind of need the disc over everything, and that Discovery Channel is already dug in the hearts of people, and they already know about the aliens and whatever else. So this is kind of where the mound, the 80% or whatever, will be given over to, like, oh, we come from the aliens and got the aliens seated or whatever. So that's where you have the end of the church era. That's where you have the Israel and the Judea nation. The Bible is God. God created the aliens, that type of thing. Not knowing that everything is here. Okay, because when you believe everything is, you're a space monkey shooting on a ball or whatever, there's other planets out there and whatever, then yeah, you would say, well, God created the aliens out there. He created us. Why didn't he create them? That kind of thing, okay? So yeah, I understand that logic, but everything is right here. You're in a terrarium, okay? And the sun and moon and stars, the sky clock, sun following everybody to your own perspective, it proves you're in this little thing. And if you're in this little thing, you got to have the right sun or the right leader and whatever else thing up there, okay? So this is where we're going through and being crushed, and as we're crushed, we're refined, and as we're taken to that rod and clay and crumbled, you have a choice to stay down there in the feet. You got to get climbed up into the head, all right? The head is where the face of God is, the pineal, the single eye, the crystal, the crystal, but they programmed your crystal. You don't even know you're a crystal. And crystals hold information. Water holds information. You're a water being. You're a light being. Light holds information. You're a downloadable computer, robot, liquid metal machine that has the light of God in you, the power of God in you. Every single man. And we're going into that time frame where we're going to tap into that. And that's where you have the old heaven being laid out to bring us into the new heaven. As it's laid out, the invisible is made visible. Then that's where you have your God men, so-called, being made, your begotten sons being made upon the earth to bring in change and to take us into a new time frame, to reset the covenant, to reset the light of man, to take us from the 6,000 year time frame to the 7,000 time frame. But are you going to be the Lord God, or are you going to be Adam and Eve? Because the Lord of the old dies in Sodom and Gomorrah. And that sod of the Elon has already been laid out, and you're already eating the grass. Okay? And they're starting to burn up the grass as it's turned to the hay. Hey now. Okay, so that Howard Stern is on that boat. So the 100 years of America, last 100 years, we see the setup, technological age setting up, Bitcoin, gold, the new BRICS network, Tron, all these things setting up for a new heaven and earth. And as all these things turn on and consolidate, that's where you see gold before, and then it's just to reset things and to rebalance, and then it's gonna break off into probably like a digital coin with an AI stamp or whatever that everybody can like sanitize or however it goes into and track it and whatever, because you have a number on the bills now, but not everything. It's like a combination of the coins and the bills with the numbers on them, but either way. So, and then also one last thing, well, that's a whole nother thing. I'll do a little short thing on that. Either way, we can look back through the motion picture, through the library, through the history, and see these little flip-flops on things on, and also how this television, this vision has been given, and it's showing different things of America, and the Wild West begins in certain areas, and we're showing the Wild West and how it's going to be, and different layers, but that's where this image is given life. This so-called projection, this Hollywood picture, is brought from this world to that world. That's where you see the cowboy. Okay, the cowboy we see with the cowboy hat and all that stuff today is full-blown Hollywood. Okay, so that's where this projection, we can see this merge as shit, right? So the next 2, 4, 8, 12, 20 years, these things would be breaking off and coming into our world, as the people say techno, and they come eye to eye with God and whatever, and the beast man, the lower chakra, rattles them and breaks their temple, and they can't rise back and rebuild the temple. Okay, so as they can't rebuild the temple, they're stuck in the old earth, and they have bricks all around them, and they can't take the bricks anymore because they're beasts, and they can't build a house or a road or anything anymore. Okay, so that's where you see parts of America so-called to be that little Cuba, that little Cuba for the foot of the bear coming. All right, so either way, hopefully y'all can get it. All right, but the spiritual nation, the alien nation, the ones who run on light, who operate on light, and all those types of things, the invisible being made into, or the invisible being made into the visible. This is where you see like flying cars shown now, and nuclear fusion energy, hydrogen energy. All these things can be brought together the next 20 years, and to where you have that choo 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 kind of thing, or we learn to tap into, it's tapping into the tower now as far as man, with the Wi-Fi and either going up or down in a matter of speaking. So as we go up, as more G-forces come, we're going to be brought back in a way into our old self and rise into the new heaven and earth as the 6G and 7G and all these things come out. Like when 6G comes out, if 5G what it was or whatever, I mean, I'm just like, I mean, if it's all like tying into these things, then either way, y'all. And then we can see the 6G and then the 7G overlaid with the 7 candlesticks as the candlesticks come to head over the next 4 and 8 years and such, with the kings being placed out on the chessboard. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, so either way, we'll end it here.